In 2020, as the world was stuck at home scrolling through endless feeds, a handful of early crypto enthusiasts quietly snagged millions of Shiba Inu tokens for mere cents. Among them was a small group of anonymous investors who would later watch their modest bets balloon into life, changing fortunes almost overnight. While the names behind these wallets remain unknown, the story is clear. A meme-inspired dog coin, barely noticed at launch, suddenly became a golden ticket, turning ordinary people into overnight crypto millionaires and sparking a frenzy that no one, not even the creators, fully anticipated. Shiba Inu, the meme coin that captured the internet's imagination, with a cryptocurrency born from a dog meme, one day launching in value from mere cents to billions in total network value, making instant millionaires out of a lucky few, and then crashing further than any technical markets might predict. How could you lose? Shiba Inu's story is bizarre, insane, and simply impossible. However, we need to get back to a specific time in crypto history to understand it. When memes met money, the world went a bit haywire. It all starts in August 2020. People were still traumatized by the pandemic. Everybody was at home, endlessly scrolling through social media and searching for the next thing to make them feel alive or rich. One super mysterious developer who called himself Ryoshi in a new token called SHIB. Ryoshi released one inspired by the Doge meme's Shiba Inu dog. And the first crazy thing, one half the total supply was given to the Ethereum co-founder, Vitalik Buterin. Yes, the founders just gifted 50% of all Shibas to one man. Why? Nobody really knew. Some people say this was a publicity stunt, some believed it was replicated as a sweeping endorsement. Vitalik didn't ask for it, the crypto world began to have a conversation, however, and that was the start of the hype. Shiba Inu was not intended to be taken seriously. It wasn't Bitcoin, it wasn't Ethereum, a joke token, an experiment in community, a meme made real. Still, the World Wide Web seemed to be into it. Rather than something about tech or some deep message about blockchain or hot watching use cases, it became just fun and people started showing down. When it first came out, the price barely budged. A fraction of a cent. It was one of those coins you could buy tons of without hitting the roof, and that was part of its appeal. People unaccustomed to touching crypto, normies, and everyday investors felt that they could play a part in something larger than themselves. Social media fueled it. The coin was dragged through Twitter threads, Reddit posts, and TikTok videos. Each newly garnered follower was like a new cheerleader, and so the Shiba tribe proudly named themselves the SHIB Army. In early 2021, the movement could not be stopped. Until then, Dogecoin had already opened the door to meme coins, but Shiba Inu took it a step further. What made it skyrocket in popularity was not necessarily the solution to a problem, but because people wanted it on the narrative. They're interesting, and stories sell, as we know. The media caught wind of it. Shiba Inu coin creates millionaires overnight, and all headlines in that direction. The Dogecoin killer followed, filled the internet. When people purchased coins, not only were they buying coins, but they were buying dreams. The first major cut came soon after. Nobody expected what happened next when Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, owned an insane amount of SHIB. He also donated Shiba Inu in May 2021 to the India COVID-19 Relief Fund, valued $1 billion. $1 billion! This decision was market-moving. On one hand, marvelous. Crypto adding a mass-scale battle, sadly it created a frenzy. And just like that, almost half the supply of the coin was taken out of circulation. The price skyrocketed. Overnight, ordinary investors became millionaires. But with every crazy rise, there is always a downside. During the surge, speculators, bots, and scammers also entered the space. Sham wallets, phishing, and pump-and-dump schemes sprang up like weeds. The same social media that had powered Shiba Inu's ascendance fanned the fear as well. Everyone was chasing hype without realizing the risks, and that was when the cracks started appearing. Shiba Inu peaked in late 2021 with a market cap of over $40 billion. It was everywhere. Celebrities tweeted about it, crypto influencers hyped it, even traditional brands dropped hints of acceptance. That dream had a tangible quality to it, or I thought it did. However, the coin had no real use. Shiba Inu wasn't powering anything, unlike Ethereum or Solana. It was not based on its own blockchain, it was pure sentiment, pure community, pure meme. And when such a market is driven by emotion and not by fundamentals, it is often a fall that is swift. The warning signs showed up early in 2022. The wider crypto market started to crumble. Bitcoin, Ethereum retreated for the larger dollars. Fear spread, Shiba Inu, which is a very speculative asset, took the biggest hit. However, prices dropped sharply. Once cheering for the SHIB army, social media posts now warned of the crash. However, numerous investors chose to weather the storm in anticipation of another swell. Because after all, what goes up must return, no? Then came the real shock. Media reports described large sell-offs by early adopters, also known as whales. These accounts had millions of dollars. That sent prices tumbling down again when they cashed out. Many retail investors who had purchased at the top were then left with literally worthless coins. At least in their minds. The meme that had made them rich now threatened to take it all away. Panic swept Reddit and Twitter like fire on a dry summer day. The situation had already worsened at the time, as Shiba Inu was dipping into an identity crisis. The developers tried to pivot, and at around the same time, they also debuted a decentralized exchange called Shiba Swap, and in the months and years to come would tease plans for NFT launchables, and a metaverse project codenamed Shibarium. But by now, the excitement had dampened a lot back into reality. It was trend. Followers pulling the price instead of investors pulling the project. But at the point where the tide turned, sentiment supply is not enough. At the end of 2020, Shiba Inu was crashing down to close to its lows. Trillions of dollars were lost by countless investors. The SHIB army dwindled. The Dogecoin killer to Shiba Inu investors devastated in less than 24 hours. The coin had flipped from darling to a cautionary tale. Still, during the downturn, Shiba Inu hit a blow. In many respects, it brought crypto investment to the masses in a way very few would have predicted. All of a sudden, every day they were betting on ideas, on communities, and yes, on memes. But why did this happen? What causes a meme-inspired coin to be a worldwide hit and collapse completely in a way we could never imagine? The ideal psychological storm, plus social media effect, plus of course the crypto market. Because opportunity is a basic human instinct, and the hype spreads like a virus. When there are markets involved and thousands of millions of dollars at stake, logic takes the backseat to emotion. No coin before Shiba Inu illustrated this better.